To ensure that we can also delete posts, let's start in our Node REST project and add a new route. This will be a delete route using the delete HTTP method. We register such a route by using router.delete. Now here, the path will be /post/:post ID. For delete routes, you can't send a body, but as with all routes, you can of course encode data into the URLs, and that is what I'm doing here. Now the route is one thing. Obviously, we also need a controller action. So let's go back to our feed controller, and before clear image, I'll export my new action, which I'll add, which will be my delete action. So I'll name it delete post here, will be my standard middleware with these 3 arguments being passed to the function. And in there, I first of all extract the post ID from my request params as we did it multiple times throughout the course. Then we can use the post model to find a post by ID, and that will be my post with this ID, of course. Now, why would I find it by ID first? I can, of course, also use post, find by ID, and remove. Well, I will use this eventually, but later, once we added a user, I want to verify whether that user created the post before I delete it. So we'll first of all find the post with success or not. And if I have an error, I'll use that old error handling code I had before. And in the then block, I'll have my post where I will check whether the creator is the currently logged in user. So check logged in user. This is something I can't do yet because we have no logged in user, obviously. For now, there's one thing I can do though. I can use clear image to access the post I retrieved and delete the image for the image URL that is stored there. There's one other thing I actually should do, and that is I should check whether that post exists. So I can copy that logic from up there, where I see whether post is undefined, and if it is undefined, I throw an error. Now, if that's succeeded, I delete the post image, and then I return post, find by ID, and remove, because now I will remove it. And here I pass my post ID again. I can add one more then block with the result of that operation, and in here, I'll know whether that succeeded, and most importantly, I'll return with a status code of 200, which means yes, we were successful, and a JSON data package, where I will just say deleted post in a message. Of course, you could send any data you want. So with that, my delete post action is configured here in the controller. Back in my route, I can now use my feed controller delete post and assign it to that delete route. And now we just need to work on the front end and hook up this route. So there, in the feed.js file, which we worked in a lot already, you'll find the delete post handler, and there you simply need to update that URL you see in there. So let's replace URL with HTTP localhost 8080/feed/post/ and then post ID, which is an argument we'll get in this function. Now, important, we want to send a delete request, so we need to pass a second argument to fetch here and set the method to delete. And that is it for now. This should now send such a request when we click the delete button. So make sure you save this and you're back in code. And thereafter, let's go back to the feed. And let's click delete, maybe on the first item. Now, after reloading, it's gone here. And the duck image was deleted as well. If I reload this app, we also should not fetch it again. So it really seems to be gone. So now deleting also works.